Gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Here we are out here on the Gulf of Mexico, America. Take your pick. We're in the intracoastal waterway thereof. Make sure I've got everything set up and ready to go. Now we should be good to go here. Let me get logged in on my tablet so we can have this shindig underway. Thanks everybody for joining. Please do like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. We're going to get this show on the road. Let me just make sure I've got good volume for my microphone because that seems to be important to me. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. And there we go. We have liftoff, folks. So today we are going to try a bunch of different things today. I have every intention of bringing home some fish for dinner. Of course, I, may have had those intentions before. Apologize, I'm digging around in my bag of junk. You've ever thought, man, you know what? I need to bring more junk when I go fishing? Yeah, that's my problem. That's exactly what I seem to think. So we're going to be playing with some fish bites today. I got some of the easy flea, sand flea. Not exactly what I meant to get, but that's okay. Not sure it matters which kind you get as long as you get some. And we're going to try different rigs today. Try to keep those pinfish baits from getting down into the weeds. I also have some fiddler crabs, and I got some live shrimp. Of course, I've got my salted shrimp too. And I still have my surf rods from yesterday configured up. So I may grab my sand spikes too. We may do some fishing from the beach over here as well. First, let me get some of these pinfish from yesterday up, see what we got. Briefly tried bait fishing this morning. Did not get immediately hit. That's okay. Like I say, we got bait. Hey. Come here, sunshine. Oop, that's my croaker. Ow. My big croaker. Ow. He's like, yes, I'm your big croaker. And I'm big croaking right now. And I do not like being held. He says, I'm Clovis. I don't like to be touched. So, we will hook him through the tail. I changed up my rigs. I was using 4-ounce pyramid sinkers yesterday on like a Carolina rig. And today I got floats with 1/2-ounce sinkers on the bottom. And again, the idea of that is to keep these guys from digging down into the sand or the grass that's down there. This one was live yesterday, but he has expired. So we'll make him cut bait. I mean, he was bait yesterday, so I understand why he has expired. So we'll make 2 baits out of 1. Yay us. Appreciate everybody joining. Please do like the stream. Give it a thumbs up. Let the fine folks at YouTube know that I may not be pretty, but y'all like me anyway. I normally fish out of Memphis, Tennessee area, but I am actually in Pensacola right now on spring break. Been here all week. I've had multiple live streams, I think pretty much every day. And haven't caught the species I would like to catch yet. Well, I take it back. I did get one species I wanted to catch. Got a shark yesterday. I believe it was an Atlantic sharp nose. But in any case, it was a shark. And I've been wanting to get a hold of one of those. That one didn't go very far, but I have everything tied down pretty well. So the bobbers are not going to hold the bait very high up. Not these little peg floats that I have. Because so I got clickers on the 2 bait casters, and I've got rear drag on these spinning reels. These are Penn Spinfisher 6500 live liners. They're actually combos, so it's a Penn rod as well. Those beautiful, beautiful chartreuse rods. Those are Anvil brand. Those are extra heavies. Not sponsored by anybody. Paid my own money for all this equipment. So if there's, when I talk about equipment, I talk about it because I like it. Or if I don't like it, you'll hear that too. But all this equipment I like. Got every doggone bit of it on sale. When I find a good deal on fishing equipment, I will post it on my channel. And I don't have affiliate links, but it's about you getting a good deal. It's not about me making money off of your purchases. Now, that doesn't mean I won't get affiliate links in the future, but it will still be a fine deal before I post it. If I wouldn't spend my money, I'm not going to ask you to do it. And having said all that, if you have any need, desire, want, or whatever for a tripod, I posted a short a couple days ago. I think it's a Woot special. It's probably got another day on it, or until it sells out, whichever comes first. It's a National Geographic brand. Tripod, which means absolutely nothing to me. But it's an aluminum extending tripod, which I guess they all are, but it holds, I want to say 6 kilograms, which is like just a hair over 13 pounds. It weighs probably about 4 pounds, I believe, if I did the conversion correctly. So just know that it's not a light duty, but that's why they call it a knocker rig, because I knocked something with it. Hey, but I still have my pinfish. My dear darling decided she wanted to put the hammock out here, and it's right in the deadgum way for casting. Not to mention, all these dock pilings don't make it any easier. So I casted this one out to the dock to the left of me. Now that is interesting right here. Let me get this up and done. So this one should have been right out in front of me. That's me. And the current dragged it back in already. It's okay. We'll cast it back out. Let me lower my cast control knob considerably, since I have lightened this up considerably. So I can't really tight line these very well because they have lightweight on them. They're not sitting on the bottom and all that. They do have circle hooks, so if anything hooks itself, yeah, it'll hook itself, is what I'm trying to say. NJ Guard, good to see you, my friend. Good night, Munchie. Good morning, good morning. Extras, any shrimp? Okay, so I do have live shrimp. I've got salted shrimp, which are dead. And I've got some fiddler crabs. Good morning from Germany. Hello, Worsty. Hey, GE. Native Brook Trout, salmon fishing accessible. I don't have either of those. I'm down in the Gulf of Mexico or the Intercoastal Waterway, Gulf of America, whatever you call it, down in Pensacola, Florida. You need a mod? I can help. Parker Fishing. Parker Fishing. Now, I do know a Parker, but I don't know if it's you. Rita, beautiful sight. It is gorgeous. LB Hunting. Man, that wind is gnarly. It makes any fishing worse. So I'm hoping my sound is still good because I'm using my DJI mic mini. And it's been pretty good about not letting the sound quality go to crap. I can turn on higher noise reduction if need be. Now that I have done that, so there's a lot going on here, folks. So I hope you'll bear with me. So not only do I have the dock I'm on, there's a dock on either side, and you know how that works. And I have this little baby Xeris spook kind of looking thing. I think it's from Temu, but whatever. We don't care. This early in the morning, I'll take a top water. So I'm going to try this. Now, the dock to the right of me. The owner came by the other day. He told me that in the mornings, charters like to go fish over there. And what I'm thinking I'm doing, so I got these going over here. I know you guys are great folks and will watch my rods for me. I'm going to try casting over towards that dock. See if I can make some progress with this spook. I realize you can't see me, but you can still hear me, and that's got to be worth something, right? Probably not. But thank you for watching in any case. I'd like to thank all of you guys because this week has been incredible as far as viewership and watch hours and just support in general. And I appreciate all of you. Again, if you can double tap that screen, give me a like, I would appreciate it. It lets YouTube know that even though I'm an idiot, somebody wants to watch my crap. But I'm trying to get partially monetized this week. I was up to about 20, I finally worked 2,300 hours last week. I haven't checked this morning, but I was almost to 2,500 yesterday. So there we go. Yeah, the wind is getting a little crabby this morning. And Parker, I don't think you are the Parker I know. I appreciate the offer for mod, man, but I look at moderation as like giving somebody the keys to my house, because a bad moderator can do a lot of damage. I do have several moderators. I do expect they'll be coming in here shortly if they haven't already. These are people I've known for a long time. And mostly, like I say, I fish out of Memphis. I fish for bluegill. I fish for crappie. I fish for blue cats, counter cats, Every now and then I'll catch a bass because, you know, things happen. I've done a series of knot tying tutorials. I'm not going to say that they are the best quality. I have giant, enormous hands, and I did my best on the tying, but they're in a playlist of their own. But in another playlist, I have knot strength videos. So I am testing the strength of various knots to see how they perform. Now, other people, of course, have done this before, but they usually do it with lighter line, like bass weight line. And I've seen some that have done it with methodologies I just don't trust. Like they'll take a fishing scale and they'll pull just as slowly as they can so that the fishing scale can register until the line breaks. Well, the problem with that is, when does your line break? It's when you goes the other direction. Right? Those are two big ones. So I have to the maximum that it reads of the pull. The linear actuator removes it at a steady pace of about 0.7 inches per second. Granted, not the fastest thing in the world, but it's a lot faster. It's the fastest thing I could find for a reasonable price, right? And I have learned a lot through these knot tests. One is the no-knot snell is extremely strong, which I was not expecting. The uni knot sucks for strength. The tri-lane knot, which I'd never used, actually has good strength. The Palomar, of course, has good strength, but you have to be careful how you tie it. If you get twist in there when you're doing it, it compromises the strength of the knot. So that's why I like the tri-lane knot better for me. And you know, I've always heard people say it's 100% knot strength. I had some guy said, showing a knot that he said was 200% line strength. Look, that's impossible to test because the line will break at 100%. So you can't test the knot at over 100% of the line strength. Now, I go by not the rating, right? So like 20-pound Berkeley tri-lane, big game, actually breaks out about 28 pounds. So I go by, you know, how strong the line actually is, not the rating. The rating is, you know, the minimum it should break at. I also tested some 20-year-old silver thread. Now, it's a copolymer line. It's not just straight mono that I have had. And I know it's 20 years old because I've had it for over 20 years. And I had it, it was in a little foot locker kind of thing. And I did have to tear off about 50 yards or so, you know, because right around the outer edge, it's a 1 pound spool, but right around the outer edge, it was not very strong. Breaking it easily. So that's it. The strength is 1 pound still, and it's 20-pound line. Playing with this little Zara spook. I fished with a bass club out of Dallas a little over 20 years ago. And I'm not much of a cast retrieve kind of guy anymore, except for like crappie or bluegill. I use like little Bet spinners or little Johnson beetle spins. I like those fine, but that whole, especially the stuff they've gone to these days is redonkulous. You be throwing 9-inch gigantic swim baits. I'm like, man, your arms have got to be tired after like 2 pulls of that stuff. And I actually got these Zara spooks because, or generic Zara spooks, better way of putting it. The catfish community uses things. They're basically Zara spooks that have the hooks removed. They use them as rattling floats for like santee rigs. There's a company called Demon Dragons, I think was the first one I heard of that came up with that brilliant idea. Now, there's something I'm seeing that is making me excited. No, she's not blonde. As I'm walking this beach over here, I'm seeing little round holes with the like the anthill looking thing around them. The volcano, I think that's what they call them. Those could be ghost shrimp. And I so happen to have a ghost shrimp pump that I made that I've never actually gotten a ghost shrimp out of. Oh, and I talked about other content on my channel. So, of course, I like to live stream fishing. I did a live stream yesterday, surf fishing. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do surf fishing in a live stream before. So I thought I would be special. And caught an Atlantic sharp nose. That's what I think it is. I caught a shark. About 2 feet long. I wasn't sure what he was when I caught him. Wasn't sure if I could keep him, so I didn't. Let's see how we're doing here, folks. 60 folks in here. God bless each and every one of you. Let's see where we at here. Reda Hue, love the United States. You know, I love the United States too. I love the freedoms we have. But I also, I love cultures that other countries have as well. So, you know, the freedom comes at a price, believe it or not. And that is when you have the freedom to do things, well, that extends to everybody. So if you don't like what somebody's doing, tough turkey. As long as what they're doing is legal. An example is gun rights. Stum of a gun. I was afraid I was going to do that again. I wish my beloved girlfriend would take this hammock down, but it's the price I pay for having such a cute girlfriend, I guess. So I lost that pinfish, which is actually not a bad thing. This now means I can put on a live shrimp. Or a fiddler crab. What do y'all want me to do? Live shrimp or fiddler crab? Y'all's choice. I'll sit here and read chat for a minute while y'all think about it. Joe the Gamer, how are you doing, my friend? Thanks for joining. Apologize that I'm slow on the chat. Sometimes I will come back and read it. I will acknowledge each and every one of you. I will answer your questions. I just may take a few minutes to get there. That being said, what am I fishing for? Brother, I am fishing for literally anything that bites. Believe it or not, I caught a couple of gar in saltwater. I was not a happy camper about that. But I was a happy camper because those bait cast reels, those are PC Fun Alios 400 reels. Okay, now normally the list price on PC Fun's site is, I want to say $199. I got them on sale for $100. They go on sale regularly for $129 to $149. So for a non-big name bait caster, it's a little pricey. But These are 400 size. They're low profile. Like I said, I used to bass fish. So I like a low profile bait caster. But for catfish, of course, you need thicker and heavier line, or same for saltwater. So these are size 400. They're big. They've got a bait clicker on them. They do have the Alios 300, which doesn't hold quite as much line and does not have the bait clicker. But I got to reel in the gar on those, fortunately, because I've been wanting to test how they do with, decent sized fish. And they did fabulous, which is what I was hoping for, what I was expecting. As far as what I could catch, I could catch flounder. I could catch red drum, black drum, sheep's head, ladyfish, Spanish mackerel in theory. Pompano could, in theory, come in here. What else we got? Jack Crevalle can come in here. I could catch a dolphin. I do not want to catch a dolphin. I have a couple of shorts on my channel from dolphins this time around. One of them came like just a few feet from the dock. It was gorgeous. And I got it on camera, which was the most important part. What else could we get? Permit. Snook really doesn't come up here. The water is typically too warm for stripers to want to be anywhere around us. But Spanish mackerel, I could get spotted sea trout, which are spotted, are in the sea, but they're not trout at all. But I don't name them. I just make fun of them, the names. And that's the bulk of it. But I could catch anything. I've caught croakers. I've caught pinfish, which that's what I use for bait when I catch them. Let's see. I think I answered that question quite well. I went up North Missouri, 16 miles an hour. I don't know what it is down here. It is not light. Let me know if you're hearing too much noise from the wind on my microphone. I can turn up the noise cancellation a little bit. Hey, David Bennett. Hey, Release to the Grease. NJ Guard, I'm sure I said hi to you. If not, hello. Domination, how you doing? Terrence, good morning. I think I just answered you. Nick Sandlin, I have live shrimp. Chosen one, did I fart? I have farted in my life, but I'm not sure why you would come into a live stream and ask such a question of a person, even if I had done it. I don't know that, it's an appropriate question. I'd probably go, excuse me, but no, I have not farted on this live stream yet. Stick around. Who knows what could happen. Shrimp. Everybody likes shrimp. So, Lawson Barrett, you like bass fishing? Well, I like bass fishing. And I'll say one thing very highly of bass anglers. Bass fishermen are the first ones that I know of that gave a crap about conservation. Right? I mean, they may have taken a little too far. I mean, people get mad at you if you keep a bass and eat it. But before then, at least for most freshwater species that I know of, it was whatever you catch, you take home. Future be damned. So bass fishermen are really into conservation. Like I say, they may have taken it to the next level. That's not necessarily a bad thing, though, right? And I liked bass fishing. If any of you guys are in Dallas, there was 20 years ago. Now, whether they're still there is a whole nother issue. There was a bass and a BASS affiliate club at the time, probably still is, if they're still there, called Century Bass Fishing, I think. They were great. So I don't know if they still do it the same way. Again, I don't even know if they still exist, but great group of guys 20 years ago. You could sign up for the tournament as a boater or non-boater. So if you were a boater, that meant you had the boat. If you were a non-boater, that meant that you got to ride with somebody that had a boat. Half the day, the boater was allowed to run the trolling motor. The other half of the day, the back seat guy got to sit up front and run the trolling motor, which is not normal. Now, I will say that a lot of the times, the backseat guy was like, "No, this is your boat. You know what we're doing. I'm here to learn." Right? They had some very accomplished non-boaters, good fishermen, They had some very good boaters. But what I really loved about it was they had several guys that were technique specific. One gentleman was all about the Carolina rig. All about it. He used French fries as the bait, which are not French fries, but they're little like centipede looking worms. And he Carolina rigged like no other. There was one guy, he called it the chicken rig, which was basically a split shot rig. Crankbait guy, you know, there was a lot of good worm guys. I do not, there it is. I was gonna say I didn't see my bobber. So my bobber is just below the surface because I have these, I don't know, 3-inch peg floats and a 1/2 ounce weight on them. So I can get some kind of casting distance. That's kind of what we're doing there. So you could go out and, you know, it was a drawing situation, right? Lottery, whatever you want to call it. So they, you know, it wasn't the same team every time. Your boaters typically were the same boaters every time. Non-boaters typically the same non-boaters. But it was a different pairing every, well, you know, luck of the draw, right? And there were people there that I really wanted to go out fishing with because I knew they were good at their specific techniques. Tell a story because I like telling stories. I was out with a guy that, I mean, he was a good angler. Please do not misunderstand me. We were out on Lake, not Palestine. Forget the name of it. It's over in East Texas. Tyler? Yeah, Lake Tyler. And we pulled up to this weed bed on the shore, extended just a little bit into the water. And he was the boater. He was up front. And I was out fishing him. Using a red bug baby, creature bait from Zoom. And, you know, dipping it and spike it because they taught me about spike it. And, you know, anyway, I was catching fish and he wasn't. I gave him the bait. I gave him the spike it. I gave him the hooks. I gave him the weights. I gave, you know, here is my setup, you know, because everybody there shared. And he still wasn't catching anything. Mind you, because I've been fishing since I was a kid, but I was fishing for bluegill in ponds and fishing for catfish, right? And it was just, you know, stock ponds, farm ponds, whatever you want to call it. Well, he watched me and I caught one and I will never forget the words. Well, you're fishing it wrong. You're not doing it right. Well, I'm catching fish. So I was not worming the way you're supposed to worm. I was, I guess, just kind of reeling it in like I did on the farm pond with the ribbon tail worms, you know, just cast it out, bring it back in. I guess the way you would retrieve a spinnerbait, as opposed to, you know, worming it off the bottom. I got a big kick out of that. And he wasn't wrong, right? I was not doing it the way that everybody does it. I just like the, you know, this older gentleman's leaving me. God, you're doing it wrong. One of my best memories of that. And mind you, he was a wonderful gentleman. This is not a story about, you know, an old curmudgeon or anything. This is, it was just funny to me that I didn't know what I was doing. And because that was not my expertise, I was out fishing somebody that knew how to do it. That one's out there a good ways and doesn't have anything on it, so that's good. I want to test. I just want to check. Like I say, what I really need is some bigger bobbers. But that's a story for another day. So if I mention Ashley, that's my fiance. I'm telling you, I couldn't be more blessed than to have that wonderful lady in my life. And when I think that there's a man out there that did not realize what he had when he had her, even better. I thank my lucky stars that he didn't know what he had. So I got those in there. We're still playing with, they get bait on them and all that stuff. So what I'm going to do, where's my Zara spook? Oh, right there in front of me. I'm going to take that Zara spook. And I got 2 popping corks. 2 popping rigs, whatever they are. I have never used a popping cork. They look stupid to me. Of course, if you ask the popping cork, I probably look stupid to it. But I'm going to give that a shot. I'm going to first try it with live shrimp. Sorry, I'm old and inflexible. I'm also going to try it with fiddler crabs later. Because until the neighbor came over the other night and told me that he sees redfish out here, he sees spotted sea trout, and he sees sheep's head and that kind of stuff. I was kind of content with what I was catching, thinking that, I'm doing the best I can. Turns out I was not. Well, I was doing the best I can, but I was not taking home the best that this area has to offer. And this is the first morning I've gotten my tush out of bed early enough to get out here at sunrise. I was actually out here before sunrise. Again, I was trying to catch some pinfish. Now, a cold front has come in. About 10 degrees cooler today than it was yesterday. So that is not going to be advantageous to fishing. Whoopsies. Glad I broke the knot that way. Tell me that the line isn't frail. May have just burned it or something. We'll find out here in a second. Try it again. So, but one thing I can tell you is even if I don't catch a fish today, and so far I have avoided the skunk every day. Now yesterday I only got one fish, which was that shark. Well, and pinfish, but I don't really count bait fish as fish. And I've had hard heads that kept me from being skunked. So for those who are not familiar with saltwater fishing, there are hard heads and there are gaff top sail cats. The hard heads, people do not like them. They say they're not even edible. I don't trust that. Luke from Catfish and Carp actually did eat them. He said, they ain't that bad. Now the sail cats people do eat. Some people eat them. And don't speak negatively about them. I've not tried them. So, freshwater catfish, everybody eats those, right? Blue cat, channel cat, flathead, they don't care. So I'm going to cast off the right side of this dock again. Of course, I'm casting into the wind, so we will see how that works. And I will try this popping rig and see how I do. But my neighbor tells me, so he said, most mornings, especially on the weekends, he said, you get charters that will come up between this dock and the one next and his dock. And he said some days one will pull out, catch a bunch of fish, pull out, and then here comes the next one right behind it. And I've seen the charters come up, but I haven't seen them catch anything. He says, oh no, so I'm surprised it's not fished out yet. He said there is a grass flat, which most of this is a grass flat, and a drop off. He said, and that's where the fish are holding. All right. So because wind and such, I'm not getting as far over there as I want. He did give me permission to fish from his dock, so I'm going to go over there. Y'all keep an eye on my rods. If I catch anything, reel it in for me. I do have a crab trap out. I've caught one blue crab, well, two blue crabs technically. One of them, he was in the trap, I got him up, went to roll the trap over to pull him out, and his sorry little self fell through the little escape hole in the side that's required by law, because he was just a little one. Now, I did catch a full-grown adult male who drew blood. He got me with the pincher. I was trying to avoid it, but apparently they have better reach than I knew. And he was the last rod one night. I was, reeling in to put everything up. And he was the last rod, and he actually came in and got all the way up on the dock with me. And then dropped and started flopping around. I'm like, no, you stay in. And then when he decided he liked my blood more than I did, then he got thrown in the bucket for tomorrow. And I cut him into quarters. I lost 1 quarter on the cast. The other 3 quarters I kept. One of them got picked clean. The other 2, the shell was gone too. And I had hooked them through the knuckle. So it wasn't like they weren't, yeah. So anyway, there's my story. Didn't catch anything off of them. But I was absolutely hoping he would. The other thing that's interesting about this dock over here, and by the way, I'm a good 50 yards from where I started with you guys, where the camera is, where the receiver is for the microphone. And everything I've been hearing is that I'm not dropping out. And this is the DJI Mic Mini with the receiver and transmitter combination. You can use them just Bluetooth, but of course you're limited by Bluetooth. But with the combination, supposed to get something like 400 yards, meters, something like that. Anyway, well over 3 football fields. Now that's clear, clear sight, all that kind of stuff. Line of sight, no obstacles. But still, people. And like I said, I've had pretty good results really good results with it. I like that camera, that microphone. Now, while I say it can do Bluetooth, I have 2 cell phones that I have paired it with Bluetooth, but I cannot get volume. The phone recognizes it, but it will not use the microphone for whatever reason. And there is a list of compatible phones and cameras on their site. So do check that out if you want to use Bluetooth. Now, if you have on-the-go functionality for USB-C, it should work fine with the transmitter receiver combination. From Bluetooth, it does work the DJI Osmo Action 4 and 5. I don't know if it works with the 3 or not. I haven't tried it. Just a heads up. So you can get the Bluetooth only with one transmitter, the microphone, for like $69. I've got the $169 package, which is 1 transmitter, or 2 transmitters, 1 receiver, the little charging case that holds everything, including the dead cats, the muffs for the microphone for wind noise. With those attached, they still fit in the case fine. And the case is the charging base, and it can charge 3.6 times, in theory, all three pieces, without needing to be without the box needing to be recharged. So I'm over here on the other dock with the popping cork. This one I've got a size 2 live bait hook on it, and the live shrimp. And I'm hooking the shrimp through the horn, or behind the horn, under the horn, whatever. Behind, on the head, in front of the dark spot. The dark spot's the brain. So between the eyeballs and the dark spot. And that's supposed to give a good natural presentation. We shall see. Hope y'all are watching those rods like I told you to. I have faith in you people. So I'm letting this shrimp sit for a second, a few seconds, and then giving it a pop, make some noise. So there's fish over here. They should be attracted to it. Like I said, with that cold front moving in, I may not have a lot of luck today. But the view is spectacular, so, you know, that in and of itself is worth the price of admission. And I do have a fish catch guarantee, folks. If I do not catch a fish, I will refund every penny you paid to subscribe to my channel. Doesn't get any better than that, does it? And I realize me fishing over here doesn't help you guys a lot. I mean, you still get to watch those 4 rods, see if anything exciting happens. But I know you'd probably like to watch this if something happens over here. I do still have my sand spike. Well, of course I have my sand spikes. I still have my surf rods from yesterday rigged up. So I'm probably going to go ahead and do a little surf fishing from here as well. Not as exciting as the Gulf itself. So right in front of us is a barrier island. On the other side is the Gulf proper. This is the Intracoastal Waterway. I'm about half mile to a mile from the closest inlet to the Gulf. If you look at your map, and south of Perdido Bay, the island in front and to the right, if you can see it, that is actually Alabama. The Alabama line is in the middle of the channel, the Alabama-Florida line. I'm on the Florida side. Downside of that is, best I can tell, there is no reciprocal agreement. So if I want to fish over on the Alabama side, that's a whole nother license. A whole other out-of-state license. People have asked if there's a rod limit here. There's not. There's a hook limit. I want to say it's 50. It may be 100. I don't remember. Anyway, I'm not anywhere close. And there's an application called Fish Rules that has all the regulations on it for Florida. The Florida Wildlife Commission actually says to check that Fish Rules out, that they're up to date and everything. So that's good. So if I catch anything, I just have to measure it, look it up, make sure it's good to keep. I was surprised redfish you get to keep 1. Pompano, I think, is an 8 fish limit. And the pompano run has not started here. It usually starts late March, early April. Depends on water temperature. Some of them have shown up. I mean, they're people are catching a few here and there, but not like they do when the run starts. I haven't had any action on my live shrimp, which is surprising to me. They're using this popping cork and everything over here. Of course, I'm probably doing it wrong. That big storm over there, last Saturday, that may have a negative impact on some of these fish. They should have felt the storm coming and probably fed up. Those catfish that I caught, their bellies were just as full as they could be. I'm like, I didn't know what you guys are trying to eat. I talked about catching that crab. That crab was on the live pinfish. Well, pinfish was live till the crab got hold of it. Pretty big. And this was, probably a 8-inch pinfish. Really too big to use live bait for most of these fish. But this little like pound-and-a-half catfish had delusions of grandeur. And he thought he was going to eat that pinfish. He could not get the pinfish in his mouth. So when I pulled it in, the pinfish was still there intact, and there's a catfish going, "Ah, man, I tried. God bless his little heart." So right now I'm still fishing this popping cork. I'm coming back towards the dock I was on. Find a little shell, may have a hermit crab in it. I got a couple of shorts from hermit crabs from yesterday, and there'll be some more posted. I try not to post a whole bunch of stuff every day because it can get overwhelming for people going, all I get is notifications from this fool. And yesterday when I was kind of walking about knee deep in the water, looking for these hermit crabs and whatever else I could find, I did see a crab, and it was between me and the shore. And those, I don't know what the drill is called in football, but they rotate, they like crab walk to the right, then crab walk to the left, back and forth. And that is exactly what he was doing. It was very funny to watch. And I had my little net. I thought I might get him. And he thought I was not going to. He was correct. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. And just for the record, for anybody who's interested, the hermit crabs are released. They can survive out of water for a while because they do breathe through gills, but as long as their gills are wet, moist, I guess is the right word, moist, they can breathe. So I'm not harming them. I'm not keeping them. Oh my goodness. There are 4 rays, or they're brown. They're either rays or skates. And I just dropped that shrimp right in front of them. They passed under it. They did not care. I did catch a glass nose skate last year. And I don't feel bad that y'all didn't get to see those on camera because I could barely see them in the water and the camera wouldn't have showed them. They're probably in about 3 feet of water. It was 4 of them, like in a little flying pattern. I will drop this one down for just a second. This is my popping cork. And I have lost a rod here before by doing stupid stuff like this. So if I lose another one, yeah, whatever. I will be ticked, don't worry. Checking my chat. I appreciate you guys bearing with me there. Small ones, throwback, yep. 300 million. Toby, I don't need to know about your gummies and your, and you know, more power to you, especially if you're in a state where that's legal. I don't know, it's something to brag about, but whatever makes you happy. Fishing from a dock. Yes, I am Roman. I am fishing in Pensacola, Florida. Hey, Case and Blair, good to see you. Thunderstruck, my man. Justin, how you doing? Headed to work? Can't chat. Good luck. Appreciate you, my man. Hope you were not kind enough to hit that like button on the way through. So I'm not seeing anything in this shell. Normally oh. No, thought I saw a foot in there, but it's not. So just a nice little shell. If you find shells, do throw them back in because hermit crabs do not make their own shells. They have to find something. Hey, want to be outdoors? Good to see you. Your 30-day warranty is up for a refund. I don't know about that. There, Matt. Good luck. Gulf of America. Yeah, there are great whites out here. You're not allowed to even land at them. You have to release them without taking their gills out of the water. Daytona, where am I fishing at? Hey, Patricia. I am in Pensacola, Florida, in the Intracoastal Waterway, right next to Alabama. Hey, Dirty Money. Yeah, I think it's one redfish. I may be wrong. It was one something. I looked at several things. I do not want a great white shark. Thank you so much. Drill Chill Rod and Roll new subscriber. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. From Wisconsin. Appreciate you. So I do read my chat. I am sporadic in getting back to it because I'm out doing other stuff here. I trusted you guys to watch all my rods, and apparently you did a great job of making sure that there were no fish caught. I kind of expected better from you, but that's probably just my fault. Okay, so this was the live shrimp that we all agreed would need to be out there. And it's no longer on there. Doesn't mean anything. These pinfish are vicious. Vicious, voracious, whatever you want to call them. So, if you've never saltwater fished, a pinfish is like the bluegill of the ocean. They peck at everything. And they will eat. They will take a shrimp off a hook in a heartbeat. You would think they would be super easy to catch, not always. They more peck at it and knock the bait off. So switch things up for those who have been watching me this week. And I'm using bobbers to keep the bait off of the bottom. because I was thinking that maybe my pinfish were digging in the grass, the live ones. And the downside is I got a 1/2 ounce of weight, and the weight of the bait is a little too much for these 3-inch peg floats, but it is helping some. I have one that is appropriate size that can stay above water. And I'm bringing it in, and it did catch the other line. Nope, let loose of it finally. This is a live croaker. Well, he was a live croaker. He decided that he wanted a funeral after all. But still keeping him out there. I do have clickers on my rods, and I do these spinning. Well, that spinning rod doesn't have a rear drag. The spin fishers do. That's another piece of cut bait. So I'm not tight lining, but these are all, like I say, on clickers, rear drag. This one, I'll loosen the front drag up. So if something does try to go away with that shrimp, it can do so. I'll take my microphone off and run up the house real quick and get that gross shrimp pump I talked about. And get some surface stuff down here. We're gonna catch something. appreciate y'all watching things for me. I know it's one of the two rods on the right. Now I'm about to figure out which one it is. Oh, it's one straight ahead. Look how easy that was. So, missed him. And no, I see bait on there. We'll put him back and let him do it again. Come on. Yeah, this one's still got that big croaker on it. I see my float on this one, so I know there's nothing. There's no fish on it, but I want to see if there's any bait on it. There is no bait on it, which is actually the preference. I'd feel bad if there were bait on it still. It means nothing wants my food. Come here, Skeeter. Like, come here, Skeeter, nothing, boy. Okay. So that's how I'm rigging him. Little point here in the front's called his horn. See that dark spot? That's his brain. And there's his eyeballs. So this should be a good place so that he can stay alive while he goes out there and says, "Come eat me." Yep, that one's still got bait on him. So we're going to leave that be. So, grab a few of these salted shrimp, put them in my pocket. So all it is, you take a pound of shrimp and one of those jars of non-iodized salt. Put the shrimp in a container, put the non-iodized salt over it. You want the non-iodized. Iodine is not good for fish. It's good for us, not fish. Leave the lid off of it. You don't have to refrigerate it. Toughens up the shrimp, preserves the shrimp, and they don't, they don't rot. They don't stink. They don't, Of course, we're going to go on a walk, folks. We are going to go on a walk. You may see 4 surf rods there. So we're going to go surf fishing. Maybe not in the classic sense, but let's go in the unclassic sense. I have, I think, 2 of them out right now. And then I heard the bait clicker go off, so that's why I came back up. So, Try to get you guys a good vantage point. I can see 4 rods. I think y'all can see them too. Just a second, I'm gonna pop. See if I can get all the way into the live on this, so I can see what y'all see is what I'm trying to get. It looks pretty good, except you don't want to see that much of the shore, I don't think. Yeah, there we go. That way we can see the important stuff. Still have 37 of you fine folks in here. I do appreciate each and every one of you. You are doing good things for me. I appreciate it. Yeah, I did miss that fish. He didn't love me as much as he said he did. That does happen from time to time. Sorry, I'm getting the tablet set back up right. There we go. Let's see. Mike is busy bee. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Speckled trout. Yes, there are. But I have not caught any yet. Release to the Grease. Good to see you, my friend, Verlaine. Where is this? We are in Pensacola, Florida, my man. Hey, Abby Mansing. Appreciate you subscribing. Hey, Mandy's Candy. Appreciate you. Release to the Grease. Yeah, we're doing good. NJ Guard, good to see you. Jimmy James Bailey Fishing, good to see you. Good to see you. Jim H, I love big women. Brother, I do too, but now I got a skinny one. Ooh, let me tell you, skinny ones ain't bad either. Although I'm not sure what your love of big women has to do with anything regarding fishing, but hey, you know, whatever makes you happy, my friend, whatever makes you happy. If you just trolling, I'd appreciate you didn't do that, because there's a good group of people here. And if you just, you know, if you want people to talk to, these people will be happy to talk to you, but you just gotta, you know, I don't know, have a little couth about you, right? Yes, that is the Panhandle. Philadelphia, I'm nowhere near you. Vince Taylor, good are you? Good to see you, my friend. Gen X Leah, good to see you. Good to see you. So, folks, if you haven't liked, you know, double click the screen, got the little like button going. Please do that, because it makes me feel good about myself, and we don't want me feeling bad about myself. So right here, there's a little hole. It's got the little volcano around it. So we'll try pumping it and see if there's anything in there. I actually will be surprised if there is, because of where the water line is right now. Oh, but I did find something else. Come on. Yeah, that didn't work. Do it this way. I just don't want to get my feet wet, folks. I just saw this little critter moving. Gosh, dog, here's another. Did I get him? Heck no. So this should be a hermit crab. I know it doesn't do any good. Well, it actually doesn't do you any good up there at all. So I'll just throw him back in there. If we were at a spot where we could watch him together, that'd be cool. But we are not in such a spot. So I got 2 of the rods out. Get the other 2 out. They have salted shrimp and fish bites on them. And they're from yesterday, but I mean, it's salted shrimp. What do you want, people? Ain't gonna get any fresher today. Okay. Now this one, the fish bites, all that's left is a little webbing. And the fish bites are really cool. They've got this webbing in there, mesh. And what it does is it holds these on the hook really well. It is hard. It's actually hard to get fish bites onto the hook. Of course, it's hard to get it onto the hook. It's also not easy to get it off the hook. And let's be honest, we don't want our bait falling off the hook. So it's additional scent. You can actually use fish bites by themselves if you so desire, but most people they'll put on a piece of shrimp, and then they'll put a fish bite. That way the shrimp does not come off the hook easily at all, at least not off the hook point. So, get more love out of your bait. So this one's not going to go as far. These are 4-ounce pyramid sinkers, which is overkill for what I'm doing here, but they're what I'm using. And I couldn't go real far on this one because otherwise it would hit the dock. The others are as far as I can throw them. Please don't call me a sissy. It makes me feel bad about myself. This one's still got bait from yesterday. So what we do on these, since these are not live liner reels, so just set the drag loose on them. That went out past the dock, so I'm doing pretty good on that one. I mean, they all are except for the one. So, you tighten them up. You make sure the drag is loose. So if something bites, you're going to see it. It's going to do lots of action, but it's not going to drag over the sand spike. And that's just PVC. The bottom of it's cut on an angle. And you shimmy it back and forth, not front to back, because you don't want to weaken the front to back motion. You want to make it go in easier. So there we are. So we got those 4 out there. Let me figure out what in the... Oh, it's right here. What I did with my sand shrimp, or my whatever, ghost shrimp pump. So I would like to see these little burrows in the water just a hair. Because that means that, a better chance something's in them. I do see one right here. And just as soon as I pulled that out of there, the hole filled right back up. And yes, I made this myself. Apparently I should have used a handle on the side of it or something, because it's not pushing down like I want it to. And as small as these holes are, these may not be ghost shrimp. Yes, that's a bust. Doesn't surprise me. That's what you get for reading stuff on the internet. Don't believe everything you see. Stuck my hand a little bit. Oh, well, I'm a sissy. See what we got going on, Chad. Hey, buddy. Nick, the air temp's it's going to be low 60s for the high. Many brothers love leaving sinkers at the bottom. Everybody will water all my hooks. Yeah, well, I don't like leaving anything behind. But I've broken off as much as anybody I know. So y'all keep an eye on these surf rods. I'm going to go check the other 4. See what's shaking with them. I have a good idea that nothing. Appreciate all you guys being here. Appreciate you hanging out with me. Check my little crab trap here. I'm not expecting anything in it. Boy, was I right. I have seen a couple of crabs in the water down here. Not today. I saw one yesterday and another one a couple days ago. But at least that tells me that they are here somewhere. And from up on the dock, I can turn around and see these surf rods. Pardon me. This nifty today. I'm checking the one with the live shrimp on it up here. And I still see the live shrimp, which is not a good sign. Try casting that out a little shallower and see what happens. So everything in front is a grass flat. It's got eelgrass on it, which I believe it's eelgrass. It's what Gigability said it was, and I believe him because he's smarter than I am. Now the downside to this popping cork that I have is my dumb self put on a live bait hook instead of a circle hook, which does mean that it's still going to have to figure out how to hook itself, whether it wants to or not. It's like I didn't sign up for doing all the work here, buddy. But that's how it is. So the other Penn Spin Fisher combo that I had up here earlier, it's got that lighter weight cork. I've got one more popping cork rig with me. Actually, I probably got a few, but that's not the point. And I sat down, but I have nothing to cut the line with. We'll fix that. So just to let you know how my days have been going here. I knew that I packed, and I knew I had packed at least one tape measure. I knew I had seen it since I'd been here. But yesterday before I went surf fishing, I looked everywhere. Couldn't find it. So when I went to the bait shop yesterday, I went ahead and bought a little $2 tape measure. So I got something. And after we got back last night, I was going through all the gear getting ready for today, or starting ready for today. And dadgum if I did not find 2 tape measures, in addition to one already, or the one I just bought. So, you know, in case you're thinking that you're the only ones that have weird luck like that, no. You ain't special, brother. What I can't figure out is how this little sinker fell between these 2 boards, but now won't fit between and come back up. There it went. It shouldn't have needed that level of force though. So they didn't force it down. Now the damn hook's cut stuck. Okay, now I got the hook unstuck. There we go. Got the whole rig back. Yay me. Put it in my little bag here so that it can get all tangled up again. And I put one of the tape measures in my pocket so that I have it. In case something happens, let me check in surf rods, make sure nothing's getting jiggly with it. It is not. So I've had really good weather here. Today is the windiest it's been, except for Saturday, but we came in on Saturday, and we were fortunate enough to have missed the vast majority of that storm. So I will take that as a win any day of the week. Except for Saturday with the storm. It has not rained here since I've been here. So I am truly blessed. Sure, the water temp could be, 5, 10 degrees warmer. The air temp could be 10 degrees warmer, 15 degrees warmer. But of all the things that could go wrong in the world, a lot is going right. And it's always funny. We went to the Floribama Yacht Club, which is not a yacht club at all. It's a restaurant. They have live music, and you can always tell the tourist. Air temperature is about 70 degrees, and they're walking around in bikinis. But yep, y'all are here on spring break. No question. And then, not to be rude to anybody, but just because they make a thong in your size does not mean you need to wear it in public. Just saying. I don't wear mine in public. Y'all shouldn't wear yours. And I'm not one to body shame people, but I will laugh at you if you do something stupid. Oh, this is a good size shrimp. A neat size. So I got my aerator going in. This shrimp may be too big for this hook. But whatever wants to eat you will certainly come back home with us. It's amazing how many little spiny points there are on these shrimp. Like, yeah, sucks to be you, Mike. Tell you what, don't put a hook in me, we won't have this problem. So I'm taking this rig, this popping cork rig, back with me to y'all. Just so we got something going on besides watching flagpoles. I should have brought the other one because this is that 6500 live liner. And it's not a light reel. I went with what, I saw other people on YouTube using. Like 4500 was the minimum you wanted to get. No, it ain't. 4500 is plenty. Now in the Spinfisher 6, I believe the 4500 doesn't have the brass gears. The 6500 does. I think they changed that in the Spinfisher 7, but anyway. Checking chat here real quick. Hey, J-Dog, good to see you. Good to see you. Nikki, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Fishing for anything that bites Gen X Leo? Nothing yet, J-Dog. I did not walk around in a bikini. Niners are hurt, okay? You hear them, but don't. Yeah, I was off screen. I've not gotten any yet, Martin Johnson, but I do have a shrimp on a poppy cork. Put him back in the water for just a second so he can remember that he's alive. I'll go a little further past. So I got 4 rods out on the dock. I got these 4 surf rods, and then I got this one. You would think that would mean I would have to be able to catch fish, but I am a chronic underachiever. So good luck with that. What the snarf blat was that? That was a shrimp going flying. This doesn't have any weight on it. It's a pre-made rig. I assumed it had weight on it. It does not. Duh. Jesus. Man, I should have noticed it didn't have weight on it when I put, when I tied it up, but oh well. We'll fix that problem real quick. Sometimes I feel like I'm part of Dorf Goes Fishing series. That's Tim Conway for any young pups. You know what? Instead of putting a weight on this, another idea. And that is me fiddler crabs. Now, how in the Jesus? Oh yeah, I cast it further back. That's why it's back as far. Let's look at my other popping cork that's out there. With live shrimp on it. Whew. The wind, she is a howling. So I picked up some fiddler crabs last night. They're still alive and kicking. Now with fiddler crabs, need to rinse them off once or twice a day, because they do their bodily functions in there and they kill each other doing it. They're allergic to, well, ammonia is not good for anybody. Water in there. Rinse them off. Of course, the same holds true for any of your live bait, right? You need to get that water changed out of your pinfish and your shrimp periodically. Get the waste out of there. Make sure they get oxygenated water. So this is the neighbor's dock I'm going to. He gave me permission to fish on. He says he has redfish, black drum, sheep's head over here. Now I have not. And caught a couple of pinfish over here, but that's what I was trying to catch at the time. And I fished a couple of things over here and haven't had any luck. But these fiddler crabs need to be weightless anyway. I hate that I've cast it off at nice, pretty big shrimp, but oh well. Some people live and learn. I just live and do it again. So Let's open up my little fiddlers here. Some of these guys have, well, they have one big claw on them. If I had any sense, I brought something to tie this up with so it doesn't fly off, but he's got a piece of rope here I'll put near it. Okay. So fortunately, when I grabbed this one, I grabbed him by his claw. So on these, if I understand correctly, I want to go in by one of the legs, into that knuckle, and then out the back. All right. Of course, the sun's right in my freaking eyes, so I can't see anything. So I've got him under that cork. He should be at or near the bottom, near a bridge piling. He's got lots of oysters and barnacles attached to these, to the piers on this dock, which sheepshead should love. And my crab is moving. And it went underwater, but I missed it. And that's my fault. I didn't let it have it long enough. I'll throw it right back out there. So something at least wanted it. Yep, there it goes again. It's swimming away a little bit. Tried setting the hook, failed miserably. Lost my fiddler. But it's like prom night. Any action's good action, right? Using a size 2 live bait hook for these. Again, going in the knuckle and then out the back towards the bottom, or bottom towards the back, one of the two. Let's drop him back down there and see what loves him. I think my problem is I didn't give him enough time down there. Whatever was wanting to eat him, I needed to let him chew on it more. Because I don't think, at least a little pinfish couldn't take the bobber down like that. So I didn't get him right near the piling like I wanted, but it's drifting there, so that works out fine. Let's see, don't see any of my surf rods bending. Don't see anything exciting going on with the dock rods either. Now that one has sat there long enough and nothing has happened. Let me cast it back out there a little further. So I am right next to the piling now, just in front of it. So my first time fishing out here was sitting talking to Ashley's dad, and I had a rod next to me draped over a chair. Before I could reach for the rod, it was over the chair and in the water. And twice since then, I've gotten broken off. One of them came over to this dock and broke me off, and one of them went straight out. I tightened the drag to try to turn him, and he decided we were going to go separate ways at that point. So I have started using a little heavier gear because I want to know what that was. I mean, it could have been a stingray, Could have been a bull drum, a bull redfish, I should say. Could have been a big black drum. Could have been a shark. Oh, J-Dog, I caught a shark yesterday. Believe it to have been an Atlantic sharpnose, about 2 feet long. The only thing I caught yesterday that was not bait. And I wasn't sure what it was, so I wasn't going to try to keep it. And most of the fish, I know the black tip shark you can keep below 54 inches, but most of them have to be either 48 or 54 inches. The Atlantic sharpnose actually has no limits at all, which I thought was interesting. So we could have brought him home, had a little bit of steak. But I typically release everything I catch anyway. The day if I catch something I want to eat, I'm going to eat it. It's funny, the first time I came out here to go fishing, her dad didn't really fish. Her mom and dad were like, "Oh, so you're going to catch dinner?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." To make it look easier than it is. All I caught was hard catfish, a couple of calf-top sail cats. I'm disappointed that first fish hadn't come back for this. Now, I've been moving around since he didn't take the second one when I threw it at him earlier. Now we'll try throwing it at him again. I'm absolutely using the wrong rig for this. This thing has 60-pound mono leader on it. And without any weight, it does not cast very well. I know, who'd have thunk it, right? I don't see the tips moving on any of the rods right now. But I do need to make a swap on my equipment. Got another rig with a poppy cork on it that's lighter line. So I had to wait on this one and take the weight off of that one and see what happens. Because I can't even get this one out far enough to try to do any of the popping. rig this real quick. Just kind of dragging it beside me as I walk back up the dock. Hey, how's it going, Taylor?
Oh, just about to take this boat off and get it serviced.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
And expensive.
In this wind, it's going to be a little fun.
Yeah. Well, good to see you had a day off, brother.
A little bit.
Yeah. That was the neighbor who owns the dock. That was just on. I was really hoping he was going to say, "How I'm about to take the boat out and go fishing. You want to go?" Oh, well. Beggars, choosers, all that stuff, right? Yeah, all my rigs are still doing their thing, which is nothing. Grab the tablet and go over to the dock part. Switch out this rig for the other one. Add a weight to this one. Appreciate everybody sticking around. I do get back to chat periodically. There's just a lot of movement that I'm doing. You can't always be on chat. I was really hoping to hear one of those bait catchers zing, but they haven't done that yet. Had one good bite earlier, but I missed him. Sounds like something I'd do, doesn't it, J-Dog? Grab a weight. Whoa, Mike, you idiot. God damn it. That was my fiddler crabs. Unfortunately, it happened on the dock. And I, effing me, caught 2 of them out of 2 effing dozen. The lid popped off. Son of a gun. The good news is I've just chummed the crap out of this dock. So let me set this down. Drop this one down. If it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Oh, gloom, despair, and agony on me. What was I doing before I got distracted? So this is the other popping cord that had the live shrimp on it, and it still has a live shrimp on it, or at least still has a shrimp on it. Jesus. Let's see what's going on with chat. Yeah, so fish just got a lot of bait. Water's nice and blue. Where's this? It's Pensacola, Florida. Hey, Caden, how you doing, my friend? You're homesick right now. That's not good. How do you get a hook out of a shark's mouth? You take it out like you do any other fish. Now, if it's something big, you can cut the leader or the hook. Time here is 8:39 a.m. We are in Pensacola, Florida. In the intercoastal waterway of the Gulf of either Mexico or America when you want it to be. God, I can't believe I dropped all those. F me. I almost left the bucket over. Like, no, if I leave it over here, it'll blow off in the water. It's okay. I'll wait till my beautiful girlfriend is up and around. Either have her come watch all the rods or have her go get some more bait for me. Dadgummit. But anyway. So I've got the other rod in my hand now. And it still has a weight on it, but it's only like a ½ ounce. So that's not bad. Man. That's what I get for buying one of these cheap bait buckets that they have at the bait shop. I'm not even sure how I dropped it, but the lid popped right the hell off of it. I'm doing Wi-Fi off my phone with the tablet, so I don't want to try taking it over the other dock. It probably will lose signal anyway. This thing turned up right. You can't find your gerbil. What would I like to catch? Man, I got to tell you, I ain't that picky. I would love to catch a redfish. I would love to catch flounder. I would love to catch a sheep's head. Sheep's head are some really cool looking fish. They have black stripes on the side. They're part of the drum family, I do believe. But the mouth is more in front than down. They look like a juvenile black drum, because the black drum have those vertical stripes as well. But the black drum's mouth is lower on the face. This is interesting. Something, what is that? It's a little yellow thing that flips. Oh, it's a piece of trash. It's this little yellow thing that flips up and down and flips down, up and down. Anyway. And even after going back over there, came back without anything to tie this bait bucket down with. Oh well. Like I say, I feel like Dorf went fishing. Oopsies. I'll throw this shrimp down there and see if anything wants it before we change out the bait. I'd love to tell you I'm really not this bad at fishing. But I'd also love to tell you I'm skinny and have a full head of hair. So life's rough sometimes. Don't see anything happening with the surf rods. Don't see anything happening with the other ones. I have seen dolphin 2 days while I was here, which is nice. I think I've seen them every trip I've been here. My first day starting before the crack of dawn, like a good boy. Still didn't catch anything. It's like maybe I'm just getting here after the bite's off. No. There's some work going on next door over on the other side. I think they're building a deck. I don't know if he's putting pounding pilings in or if he's screwing on boards. Sounds a little loud for just screwing on boards. I would have thought something over here would love that shrimp. Whether he's still alive or not. Pinfish love shrimp. You know, I should have asked Taylor while he was here exactly where that spot is, where the shelf turns into a hole. Just over here popping the popping cork. Trying to get some love. I was hoping with all the chumming I did over on the dock that that'll bring stuff in. It's kind of funny. The Florida regulation. Oh, there's something hit that shrimp. Florida regulations say that chumming from the bank or from a dock is not allowed. It also says that if it has a hook in it, it's not chum. So I'm like, so I'll just buy a chum block and stick a hook in it and throw it out? Well, something took it down and then let it loose. I missed whatever it was. It got half my shrimp. again, I'm using a size 2 live bait hook on this one. This is one that I have to set the hook on. I don't see any of my rod tips moving. I'm sure y'all tell me if they were. I mean, you can't tell me because I can't read chat because I don't have anything over here, but I'm sure one of you guys would reel it in for me. Y'all seem like fine, upstanding young men and ladies. I have to move to see my cork because the sun is glaring on the water pretty hard, which also means I need to go put some sunscreen on. I was hoping whatever it was that ate the half of that shrimp would come back for the other half. Isn't it weird how we're always told you want bobber to land as soft as it can so you don't scare away the fish? And they're like, oh, and this is a popping cork. You want to make as much noise as possible. Well, figure out which it is and get back to me, okay? Again, anybody who's watching, I will get back over there and read chat here for you here periodically. I will answer any questions you have, so do stick around. Appreciate the watch hours in and of themselves. If you don't mind hitting the like, I would appreciate it. Something came and got some more of that shrimp. Enough to take the bobber under. Let's see if he comes back and gets the rest of it. We're headed back home tomorrow, so. Oh, nope, he got all my shrimp. If you like fishing content, please like and subscribe and all that. Turn the notification bell on, all that fun stuff. And you will be notified when I go live again or when I post a video. I will be going live again later today. Not that I'm planning to end this stream anytime soon, unless I have to go get bait. Come here, sunshine. They have a giant one big claw on these fiddler crabs. Get in there and then out the back. I get this fiddler crab and one more. I do still have live shrimp, salted shrimp. Do not have any pinfish left, but I can always fish for them. Said fish for them, not catch them. Not guaranteeing anything there. Typically, I think people free line these fiddlers, but I have the popping cork on there, so that's what I'm doing. Go back where something just ate that shrimp off, see if they like fiddler crabs too. The water is not very deep here, so I'm not concerned that the popping cork is holding the crab way above its head. Whatever is down there. Oh, fiddler crab gone. Oh, try the last one. Shit. Sorry. My bait bucket wanted to go for a swim. Okay. Last fiddler. I can't. The sun is so glaring, I can't see anything. I'm thinking this evening I may go out to the fishing bridge. Her oldest wants to go to a ramen restaurant for lunch, so she's going to take him out there. Oh, it's like, it sounds like he's raising the lift, but I don't see him. He's doing it with a remote. Whereabouts is that drop off you're telling me about? So straight out the end there?
That's going to be the best part of the shelf. There's a little reef at the end of this one here, and then up to the dock there.
Okay.
Yeah, just basically straight to nails is probably about the middle of needle foot.
Okay, how far out?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. The shelf goes all the way.
Oh, okay.
Catch anything the past couple days, or?
I caught a shark yesterday. I think it was an Atlantic sharp nose, about 2-footer. Yeah, we went down to surf.
Oh, okay. That's like, dang, you got a shark out here. Not gonna tell my wife that.
Well, I mean, they don't get very big, and they don't eat people anyway.
Kind of cooled down a little bit too.
Yeah, I figured that wouldn't be good for fishing, but you know, you go when you can.
I don't know. I don't like it's gonna affect the water too much.
What are you getting done to the boat?
Let's get it serviced.
Just
Yeah.
oil change and
I
such.
gotta get it out and detail it too. It's just hard to keep it clean out here. Get it ready for the season.
What do you typically go out fishing for?
Do what?
What do you typically fish for?
I free dive a lot. That's why I take the big boat out in. But I like inshore. It's just specks and reds about all I really like catching.
Do you ever go up into Perdido Bay?
Mm-hmm.
How deep is it up there?
It's shallow, Frito Bay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's real shallow.
Because I thought about taking the kayak over there when I bring it, but
I mean, your best bet is going to be going all the way down, like you're going to Innerready Island and the causeway where it gets low before Innerready Townhomes. Just park right there, and then on the south side, there's all kinds of this little
grass area.
I see people up all the time. It's hard to get my boat back up in there, but
yeah,
from the road right there, it's perfect.
Awesome.
Well, this wind today it probably wouldn't be too bad. It's kind of being excessive.
Yeah. Appreciate you letting me come over and fish.
Yeah, man. Someone needs to use it. Right? Having a baby, I haven't been able to fish very much.
Yeah, I can understand.
Safe travels home tomorrow.
Appreciate it. Good meeting you, man.
You too. Keep Neil online for me.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
There's this one piling over by itself over there. And I see rope coming off of it on the other side, so I actually landed on the right side of it to hopefully not get hung up. I'm thinking with that single piece out there that maybe, then again, maybe not. Try over here where I got the hit earlier on the crab. Come back in front of that one piling. If there's a sheep's head here, that's where it ought to be, according to me. So you guys, if you like Pensacola surf fishing, you know, there's always the standards like Bearded Brad and Lawless Tide and Beach Bum Outdoors, or Bama Beach Bum, excuse me, who owns Beach Bum Outdoors. A guy named Jeff Reed. But he seems like a pretty. It is review on there like $65 a piece. And aside from the fact that you can't get parts for them, they're good reels. Like 13 seals in them. He also turned me on to the Zebco hot cast rod. It's under $10 at Walmart. There's absolutely nothing fabulous about it, but it's fiberglass. It's got a good bend to it. Bends pretty far down, and he really liked it. I picked one up. I'm like, yeah, this ain't bad. And he used it for sheep's head and basically anything he can catch on it. I got it because I think it's a 6-foot rod, which from a kayak, I like a shorter rod. Just because there's so little space on a kayak as it is. Now the wind is picking up. I was really hoping that, these fiddler crabs would be the thing here. Now most of the sheep's head are going to be either on the jetties or bridges right now. So you'll find them on some docks. So I'm not overly surprised that I've not caught a sheep's head. Part of me was like, man, I wish, something would eat, was just gobbling on these crabs, so I'd have to go get some more. On the other end of things, but not gobbling on the crabs, so I don't have to go buy more. Crabs these crabs are about like $5 a dozen. Shrimp are about the same, live shrimp right now. The downside of fishing right in these docks is, on the dock pilings, is if the fish decides he wants to take the bait, guess where he's going? Anywhere he can break you off. I've seen a bunch of little fry down there again. I've seen them several days. They're like half-inch long. I don't know what species they are. Don't care. But it's nice to see wildlife doing its thing. Yeah. Not getting any luck over here, so I go back to my own dock. Grass is always greener. It's always how it is, right? As a kid, I had my own farm pond. Catch bluegill anytime I wanted. But there weren't a whole lot of bass. Of course, I didn't know how to bass fish, which was part of the problem. There were bass in there. And there were a few catfish, some catfish, and turtles. There was a catfish pond right down the road my neighbor had. And we'd go down there and use chicken liver and catch catfish all the time. I spent a lot of time fishing as a kid. I won't say it was the most productive fishing. I had good results, but it's not hard to have good results in a private pond, right? Appreciate you guys keeping a good eye on these surf rods. Y'all were supposed to catch something for me, but you didn't. So I don't know how I feel about that. I may have to get angry with you and say bad things about you. I don't know. I do need to come back and check them here pretty soon. Probably should already check them again, because those pinfish will peck off shrimp. Like they do that. So grabbing the tablet, I'm going to head out to the end of the pier, in the dock, and see what's shaking out there. Oh, let's see. Good morning. I can't find my gerbil. Hey, Danny the Stinger Manny. Good to see you, my friend. Iwan Saja, I don't know. Hello from Brunel. Good to see you. Nick Hunter, what's the best tasting fish you could catch out there? The best tasting, according to everybody and their brother, is going to be pompano. Everybody loves pompano out here. Now, pompano is going to be more of a surf area fish. They will come back here some, but not the numbers they get out in the surf in. And we're going back for a walk to the end of the dock. See what's going on out here. Take a little rest and check my lines and all that fun giggly snot. Again, appreciate you guys watching, hanging out with me. I don't feel bad when I don't catch anything, because the view is just so gorgeous here. See, now somebody like NJ Fishing Maniac, who's stuck up in New Jersey, now he got to catch fish. Otherwise, you feel like you got cheated, because, you know, it's Jersey, for goodness sakes. Oh, let's see. Robert McKenzie, I am in Pensacola, right next to Alabama. Meaning, like, straight out to the right is Alabama. Of course, everybody can sub. Just click that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, let the world know you love me. If you don't love me, lie. I don't care. Oh yeah, this is that big honking croaker that has expired in transit. That was a horrible cast. I thought by switching to these bobber rigs, I might have better luck. That way the pinfish can't burrow down. But right now I'm not using pinfish, so there's that. This is horrible. This is a fiddler crab too. Fiddler crab is still on here. That is terrible, people. Can't tell you how disappointing that is. Let's see what this one's got on it. Still got a chunk of meat. Something's been chewing on it. Come here. Let's see if I can catch any pinfish bait. Oh, where's my bait? There it is. I guess it's not so much where's my bait rod, but where's the one I'm wanting to use right now. If I haven't picked that fiddler off, then Doubt if there's any pinfish over there. So I'm using a sabiki rig tipped with salted shrimp. Whew. The wind is getting rough out here. I'm going to take a seat and be lazy for a minute. I mean, make sure nothing's hitting those surf rods real quick. Nope. Perfect flagpoles. I did have one good hit over here earlier. Took a run on the bait caster, but I missed it. Still no love. Okay. I changed things up first thing this morning because I hadn't had luck on those rigs past couple of days. I think I'm going to at least switch a couple of them back. Because now I've got a different bait than I had yesterday with that the fresh live shrimp. No reason not to get them out there. Otherwise, they're just going to sit here and die. That ain't helpful. La, 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 la. And I knew when I put these rigs in the bag, they were going to get all tangled up on themselves. But I did anyway. Because stupidity. I knew that. under that one. Jesus. Ten knots, live bait. Every rig here, but the one I want. 5 40 pound, good enough. Let's see, 5 60. That's what I want. Anything going on my surf rods? No. No fun trying to do this with the wind blowing. Come on, get in there. Let's see. Has this got a fish on it? No. Got a bunch of grass on it. Come on. I cannot tell you how scared I am to fall off this dock. There was a time in my life when I was steady on my feet. Today is not that time. Okay. I'm going to go reel in those surf rods. I can't read that chat because it's too light. See what this one has to say. Let's see. Favorite moment at the spot. A couple days ago, 5 feet away from me, a dolphin came up. And there's actually a short of it. That was really cool. A huge shark would be nice. I would like to have one for dinner. Let's see. Biggest fish I've caught out here. Probably at 10-pound gar. Yay. I don't know why it looks like Ballast Point. Yes, I've caught a couple of gar and several catfish on the Alios 400s this week. I haven't caught anything today at all. Steffi, anyone who moves is gay? Why does anyone's sexuality matter to you? And saying things are gay is about the most goddamn juvenile fucking thing I've ever heard. So don't do that. If you want to come into a live stream, just be a fucking human being and speak to us normally. And you know what's going to happen? We're going to talk back to you and we're going to be friendly to you. But when you say stupid shit like that, fuck off. Hey, Chaos Goat. Hey, Rocky Order Picker Show. Nothing yet. I'm going to go check those other rods. Apologize for the language. I can't stand some of these dumbasses. Just no reason for that nonsense. Just be a fucking human being. And trust me, I love trolls, okay? The problem is I want a troll that's actually put in a little bit of effort and not be a complete infantile dumbass. I mean, if that's the best troll you can come up with, you ought to just go back to school and try again. See if you can do better in 2nd grade this time around. People come in chat and say some of the dumbest shit. Like, say my name. Can I get a shout out? Hey, all you have to do, just speak to us. Just say something. Ask a question. Say hello. You're going to hear your name. If it's that important that you hear your name, just go call your mama a dirty name. You will hear your entire Christian name, start to finish, very loudly. You will not want to hear your name again for a while after that, I promise you. Let's see. This one still has nothing on it. It's got some shells, but that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook 2 hooks to themselves. That kind of keeps them under control. Reel it up some. And then I'll wrap the bottom part with the weight on it around the handle a couple of times. Now don't get me wrong, getting picked clean is kind of the expectation on these. Because pinfish and crab just go nuts for little pieces of shrimp. Woo! I caught some grass. Too bad y'all aren't here to see it, because I bet you would be impressed with the amount of grass I pulled in on that one. And whoever that was talking about if anybody moves, they're gay. Go find your mama and ask her if it's too late for her to have an abortion with you, please. Stupid shit. Absolutely. I don't want to use the R word, but pretty damn retarded. And the sad part is you think you're funny. Well, that's weird. There is something out there in the bay floating. It almost looks like the top of a cooler. Not the bay, the intracoastal, sorry. Well, this one still has one piece of shrimp on it. And the fish bites have deteriorated into nothingness. That is a cooler out there. Exactly what that is. I don't think I need a cooler enough to go out there and get it, though. And this one got picked clean. So again, not unexpected outcome. It looks like it could be a Yeti out there. But I don't have my kayak with me, and the kayaks that are here are those cheap little sun dolphins, and I'll end up falling out of the damn thing, if not drowning. It's kind of funny. On Tuesday, I was having about as much luck as I am now. And Ashley was sitting out here in the hammock. I got to figure out how this keeps happening. I know you have no idea what I'm talking about. So she was sitting in the hammock. And I had just pulled into the grocery store parking lot. It's only a couple miles up the road, so I was going to go get me a pub sub and something to snack on, or I don't know. And I was also going to get bait. Well, she calls me and says, "You've got a fish on." Says, "A catfish or what?" She's like, "I can't see it." I said, "What do you mean you can't see it?" She said, "Well, I reeled it all the way up to that T thing, and there's still a whole bunch of line out." Well, the T thing is a sinker slide. I'm like, "Well, that's kind of impossible." So this little guy screws in the bottom of my tripod. It's my little hook. And it screws in solid. I mean, it's plastic, but it still screws in there, you know. But if it's not tight, somehow it unscrews itself. Which is not a good thing, because that is what I use to hold it down to the dock. Obviously, I've not been using it right now to hold it down to the dock, since that wouldn't be working. That's the second time it's fallen off somewhere. Now, in fairness, I had loosened it because I had it tied down to the dock, and I didn't need it tied down to the dock anymore because I was moving it to take it with y'all. Take y'all with me, I should say. Ooh, hang on. That was not good. I was screwing that thing way up in there, and it just fell right out. At least I thought I was screwing it way up in there. It's weird to screw it in there and then it fall out. But I didn't design it, so there's that. Yeah. So now it's tight. It's not going anywhere. I just don't know how it keeps unscrewing itself. All right. So all the surf rods are reeled in. Didn't bother baiting them up and casting them back out. Hey, Gigability. A square grouper. There you go. I've not caught anything yet. Brennan, I hope I don't make you urinate all over yourself. Let's see how far up I have to go here. Let's see, any fish yet? Whoops, that's my spot, catching all my fish. Hey, Brennan, if this were your spot, man, you suck at fishing, or you're really good at it and clean them all out. One of the two. Hey, Drudge, nice to meet you. Thank you. Greetings from Netherlands. Yeah, Chaos Goat and the Mod Baker. So let me talk to all of you nice folks. I got 40 of you in here, which is like 75 more than I deserve. I would appreciate if you'd hit the like button. I'd also love it if you'd subscribe to me. But thank you for watching. I appreciate the watch hours more than you will ever. Anyway, so the Mod Bakers. Let me help. So it's usually kids, right? Being a moderator is not some exciting job, okay? You can time other people out and you can hide them from the channel. Well, so the problem that comes in with that, folks, that's power, right? So if you've got a beef with somebody else, and this has happened to people, I don't like you, so I ban you from somebody else's channel. I'm not me, of course, but people have done that. There's one that was so sneaky about it. He would actually go back and watch replays of live streams so that he could then kick somebody out without the owner of the channel knowing it had happened. Because if you do it during a live chat, I can see it happen, right? I don't get it. Hey, Hitch, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. It's by Hitch. He does some crabbing and some salmon fishing and stuff like that out in Oregon. Nice fella. Thank you, nobody. Appreciate you, my friend. Hey, Rude. Fake Odin. Yes, Odin, man, you should have seen it. I caught 400 fish on one hook. I'm lying. Nothing today. The air temperature is 10 degrees less than it was yesterday. There's a wind from the west. So fishing should be best, but whatever. How many lines am I allowed to have in the water? Florida has a limit on hooks. It's either 50 or 100. I don't know. I'm not near that, so it doesn't matter. They do have some restrictions on types of hooks you can use. Some species you can only use non-stainless hooks and non-offset circle hooks, and you have to use circle hooks for certain species. And if you see a regulation that says no multiple hooks, they're talking about treble hooks and that type. They're not talking about two different separate hooks on the same line. Weird, I know. Boys will be boys. How you doing, my friend? Brian Butts, how you doing, sup? What state and fish am I fishing for? I am in Pensacola, Florida. If you look straight ahead and over to the right, that first island there, that is actually Alabama. If you go over past that, that is actually the second island there is a barrier island, and that is Florida. So Florida and Alabama share the bay that is to the west of me. And then the state line is somewhere in the middle here of this channel. And then it goes around that island and then back and then under a bridge, and everything to the east of the bridge, west of the bridge, excuse me, is Alabama, and everything to the west, east of the bridge is Florida. That is a nice cooler. I think it's a nice cooler. Y'all can't see it yet. It's still bobbing out there. Probably got blown off somebody's dock. That happens here. Of course, with the big storm over the weekend, that definitely could have done it. But it's got about 2 or 3 inches above water. And it seems to have those Yeti style, you know, rubber lights things on them. Of course, could be empty, could have something in it, could have a head in it. Who knows? Maybe that's something off. He gets rid of their people here. Green Hawk, I am not on Dolphin Island. I am actually, the Ono is what's straight ahead of me. It's a private residential island. I think they've got gates. I may be wrong. But they are rich and uppity over there. I mean, I'd be rich and uppity too if I lived over there. Let's see. 20-pound blue 2 days ago and a 15-pound striper. That is awesome, Colton. The stripers don't really come down to the Gulf this far. So I know they're in the Mississippi River. And I know that they are in the Red River, which becomes the Atchafalaya River. Because I used to catch them in Lake Texoma. So I would have thought they'd come this far down. But people tell me they don't. I did catch 2 gar. Yay me. A bunch of hardheads, a few gap hop sail cats, a Atlantic sharp-nosed shark yesterday, and 1 little sound trout a few days ago. It was too big for bait, and too little to eat. So I'm hoping to catch something fun. Like, well, the shark was fun. I've been wanting to catch a shark. I was hoping to catch one a little bigger. But flounder, to me, I would like to catch them, but I don't know how excited I'd be about it. Because flounder don't get nearly as big as like halibut, which are similar flatfish. I'd like to catch a sheepshead. I'd like to catch a red drum, redfish. I'd like to catch a black drum. Spanish mackerel, don't really care too much to catch. I mean, I'd like to catch one. I don't want to eat one. Spotted sea trout. Again, I'd like to catch a bunch of them, but I don't know if I'd eat them or not. I mean, I'd eat one. I guess to try it. I don't like trout, but spotted sea trout is not actually trout, so you know there's that. Of course, I want pompano. That's why we went to the surf yesterday, was to try to catch some pompano. Did not do that. And I knew I needed a beach cart with the sand wheels, but for as little as I get to come down here, and then as little as I surf fish once I am down here, doesn't make financial sense. Well, I don't even care about the financial sense. I have nowhere to put the damn thing. Because they don't collapse down like, you know, little wagons. We took a rolling cooler, and it was exactly as I expected, dragged it the whole way. Those big fat balloon sand tires are great for going over sand. They're not really great for anything else. It's kind of a one-trick pony. I can rent one for $35 a day. But that's 20% the cost of a new one almost. Seems a little steep for one day. There's like $75 a week. I need one for a week. Anyway. Larry and Gar, I have not. Hey, buddy. So, I'll be happy to tell you about the equipment I use. So, my first statement, I am not sponsored by anybody. Paid my own money for these. Every bit of it I got on sale. So the 2 chartreuse colored rods, those are Anvil extra heavy rods. They may still have some left on their website. They were $50 a pop, plus I think 25 shipping or something like that. So I bought 4 of them. Those are my Mississippi River catfish rods, but I also brought them down here in case I can catch a monster. On those are PC Fun Alios 400 low profile baitcaster reels. Those are, they have a bait clicker on them. I'm finding it not as easy to engage and disengage as I would like. That is probably just because I have big fingers. As far as I caught the gar on those, so you know I at least got to give it a good test with a decent sized fish. And you know, gar can pull. They are, you know, when they're green, they're not happy. So you know, I wanted to test out that. They're not inexpensive. I got them on sale for about $99 a piece. I think the list price is something like $199. You can find them for $129 to $149 on sale regularly. it's a little bit much to spend for a, I don't want to say no name because they are a brand name, and they make, some of their stuff's pretty good. It's just not. It seems like that's getting up in the Abu pricing. Now they do make the Chaos XS series, which is a round bait caster. And you can get those for about $50 a pop, and they're actually pretty good value. Now, whether or not you'll be able to get parts for 100 years, I don't know. Don't care. I mean, it's $50 rod. Real. What do you want from me, people? The spinning rods. Those are both Spin Fisher 6500 live liners combos. I got those for $99 a piece. The different coloration you see up on those two, that's just tape that I got off Amazon because I wanted to put them on their black light and get them to show up a little bit at night. The reel itself is normally $200 or more, so I was real happy with that. When I do come across a really good deal on fishing equipment, I will make a quick video and put it on my channel. They're not affiliate links. I mean, maybe in the future I'll have affiliate links, but those are not affiliate links. They're just what I consider to be really good deals on good equipment. Recently, there was some guy down here in Florida that started his own little Facebook group of Amazon fishing deals, and basically he's got some kind of scraper that goes out there, and it's like, this is 8% off or whatever, off a list. Yeah, so, and it was a waste of time, to be honest with you. It just kind of made me mad that he did that. I'm like, why are you wasting my time? I'm here for actual deals. So anyway, and I don't get a lot of view hours off of them because as soon as the deal is dead, I change the title so it says dead. But you can see some of my previous deals. The only one I've got going right now, and it's not, I have it going, the only one that's current that I know of, I believe it's still current. It's a Woot deal on a tripod. $20 tripod. It's made, National Geographic brand, who cares? But it's aluminum tripod. It's got the hook at the bottom so you can tie it down or add some weight to it. Holds up to like 13 pounds. It's not lightweight. It's about I think it's about 4 pounds itself. So it's not super lightweight, but it has a fluid head on it. I like those better than the ball heads. The fluid head has a little stick that comes out. You can pan left or right or pan up and down, whereas the ball head works kind of like, a ball joint. I just like the fluid head better. And the tripod I've been using was one of those $25 Walmart specials that had a fluid head on it. And I've managed to strip some of the gears for like raising the center section. Also, this tripod has those like screw legs, the ones that you have to screw the cuff off or to loosen it so the legs extend. I saw the same one on Amazon for $105. Now, is it a $105 tripod? No, not in my mind, but it's probably, worth $50-$60. The current tripod I'm using today, it's a Manfrotto. Got it on sale, but it's got a ball head, and I just don't, like I say, I like the fluid head better. That way, if I want to move left or right, I don't have to worry about it tilting up and down at the same time unless I want it to. So there's that. There is a link in the description on that because Woot is one of those places that doesn't let you search. You have to browse, and that's no fun. Sausage fingers, yes, I do. Have I covered everything yet? Rawr, dinosaurs, I have not. But I do have a whole bunch of awesome people watching right now, and I appreciate each and every one of you. My live stream yesterday, surf fishing in the Gulf. God bless every one of you that joined. It was my best live stream ever. It had, I had a lot of people. I mean, now my average view time wasn't very high because on the shorts feed, people scrolling through for 22 seconds or whatever. But I really enjoyed that. I appreciate that YouTube is promoting me a little bit more than they were. It used to be that I didn't get any trolls, and now every now and then I get a troll. So yay me. And then a lot of people that, I've not seen before. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. I am blessed to have anybody watch this, because I can't tell you, your first few live streams you do, you're sitting there going, crap, nobody is here. Makes you want to text a buddy and go, hey, could you watch my live stream so I don't have to look at 0 people watching? But it is a blessing to have people watch. I tend to do live streams of my fishing. I don't like editing, I'll be honest with you. I do have some shorts coming up. I have a couple shorts already for the hermit crabs, but I'll have a few more coming up. I have a couple shorts of dolphins from this trip. I have been doing videos on, well, they're not KNOT, tying tutorials. They're not the best out there because, again, sausage fingers. But it gives you an idea how to tie the knot. And the purpose behind teaching you how to tie the knots is I'm also doing a rather large series on knot strength test. And, I kind of, part of me was expecting to have the results that I was expecting to get, but I was also hoping that, I didn't know what would happen, right? But what has happened is I have learned so bleeping much. The rig I use is a little over $100 all in for the testing. It's a linear actuator coupled with a pull tester that can actually, it locks in the highest weight pull. And I'll find myself wanting to test something. I'll just go over there and set that up real quick and test and see if I'm right or wrong. It's amazing. For instance, one of the knots that I've got on there is the tri-lane knot. I've not used a tri-lane knot before. I've always used. I used the clinch knot and then learned the improved clinch knot. Didn't know them by name. I just knew how to tie them. And then, of course, learned the Palomar when I was bass fishing. The Palomar is, everybody loves the Palomar knot. And I found that the tri-lane knot is as strong or stronger depending on how you tie it, because you can mistie the Palomar knot. It's not that you get the fundamentals wrong, but you can, what I'm looking for. You can introduce twisting in the process by accident, and that does negatively impact the strength of the knot. Whereas with tri-lane knot, you don't have to worry about that. The other thing that I use the no-knot snell a lot because I use circle hooks a lot. But I would have told you, whether you asked me or not, that the no-knot snell is not a good knot. How can it possibly have any strength to it? Hang on. There's something in my mouth. I mean, there's no knot, right? How can it possibly be good? It's actually the strongest knot I have tested. And as far as snell knots, oh Lord, it ain't even close. I was thinking things like, the uni knot, snell knot would be the cat's meow. That's a piece of junk knot. Tested a couple other snell knots. Again, did not have good results. They did not have good strength. And again, I was surprised because I really thought the no-knot snell, because of how easy it is to tie, that it was just going to be, a lazy man's way of doing things. Not so. I can find zero reason to ever tie a clinch knot again. The improved clinch knot is better in every test I've done. And it's not really any harder to tie. Just have that one extra spot. What I did find, so down here everybody uses dropper loops. I even have a rig board for making dropper loop rigs, and it makes it fast. The problem is the dropper loop knot is not strong. I actually had, I don't know, probably 20 dropper loop rigs tied up. And, ready to go for this trip. And I did that test and found out what I found out. And I harvested the hardware off of them and used a double, I call it double surges loop. It's really just surges loop, but I also do a triple version of it. So that's my way of differentiating between the two. But used a surgeon's knot to create the dropper loop for 20-pound test mono because it was stronger. And the regular dropper loop is a junk knot. I'm sorry. Now, mind you, I was using 20-pound mono. A lot of people that tie it use it for, everybody down here talks about fluorocarbon leaders, whatever. I'm not a big fluorocarbon fan. I don't think that there's enough difference to matter. And fluorocarbon is expensive. And I'm cheap. Now, perhaps with heavier line, but down here, everybody I watch talks about using 20-pound leaders. So I was trying to do, Now, the people I watch down here, I don't see them breaking off fish. So it's not like, they're having a horrible time with the knot. It's just that when I did, in the strength testing, the strength just wasn't there. And why set yourself up for failure, right? So I found a lot of the, conventional wisdom just didn't stand up the way I thought it would. And the reason I was testing is I've seen people test knots before. I found it interesting. But they usually test bass line, like maximum 20 pounds. For catfish, you want heavier lines. And some people have tested heavier lines, but I didn't like their testing methodology. So, or they didn't test all the knots I wanted. I kind of wanted it all from one source, if that makes sense. And I thought it was going to be one of those things that I tried once and was like, well, this was a waste of time. Good job, Mike. And it actually is not. Like I say, I've learned a different primary knot. That's the tri-lane knot for sinkers and such. And I have had somebody ask me to test the egg loop knot. Well, the egg loop knot starts off as a no-knot snell, but then it does some twists that end up making it hold the standing end of the line tight against the hook. And that's one of the two flaws that I have, or things I don't like, I guess, be a better way of putting it, with the no-knot snell is it can kind of back off. I've never had it completely unwind. Haven't lost a fish because of it. Don't know anybody that ever has, but it's still not a good feeling to see your line do that. And of course, you can pull it really tight and that helps some. With smaller diameter line or line with less memory, it can kind of set it a lot better. The other issue I have with the no-knot snell is, of course, you have to have the standing end available. So like you can't tie on your sinker on your leader first and then tie a no-knot snell. The egg loop drop, or the egg loop knot still has that issue. But I had a guy ask me about it and said, hey, you know, could you test this? Because I like using this knot. And I want to know if it, you know, how it, if it ruins the knot. So I did a quick test. It did not. I'll do a lot more testing now that I, you know more about it. Let this one drop down. There's no pointing. It's got a whole, what is that fish? Croaker on it. And he expired in transit, so there's that. So anyway, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, I've been geeking out on it hard. I really have. I was surprised at how much of a difference it's made for me in how I choose my knots now. I do test some, yeah, I've tested some of the more obscure stuff, like the double San Diego jam knot. I've tested it. It does well, but it's kind of a convoluted knot. And I don't like anything that has a tag end plus a loop as a tag end. So, you know, basically 3 tag ends. Where's that cooler at? I don't see it anymore. I don't think it's past us yet. I don't see it. Maybe it went under. Ah. I'm over here trying to use some salted shrimp to pick up some pinfish. I'm out of pinfish. I don't like that feeling. I like to have multiple types of bait available. Although today is kind of feeling like a bust in general. If you missed it earlier, I was carrying almost 2 dozen fiddler crabs. And somehow I dropped the bucket. The lid popped off. I got 2 of those fiddler crabs back. There was about $10 down the tubes. But one of the things I just threw back in the water because nothing ate it was a fiddler crab. So there's that. Fiddler crabs are more for sheep's head anyway. And if I were fishing from a bridge, I'd probably have better luck with them. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me, sharing your day with me. Appreciate the support, watch hours, all that fun stuff. It means a lot. It helps me a lot. I have not checked my watch hours this morning or today yet, but I was getting close to 2,500 yesterday. And once I get to 3,000, I get partially monetized. Do things like super chats. I think I can get, yeah, I think that's what I get. YouTube still doesn't pay me for my content until I get to 4,000 hours. But I'm making progress, and you know, I started, like a lot of people, I started my channel and didn't grow as fast as I want, and I just kind of left it dormant for a while. But this past year, I've been trying to put out content pretty regularly. I try not to put out content for the sake of just putting out content. I'm not a fan of clickbait and that kind of stuff. I hate the ones, you know, the clickbait with things like, I got boarded by law enforcement. So yeah, you know, on those, guarantee you skip to the last 2 minutes of the video. The guy, you know, Florida Wildlife pops up. Hey, let me check your license. You got your fire extinguisher. Okay, thanks, bye. Like, come on, man. That is about as uneventful as it gets. And a lot of the guys in this area specifically are like, I cast it into the surf and you won't believe what happened next. Really? That's your title for your video? Oh, you caught a fish. Wow. Congratulations, buddy. I had no idea that could ever happen. Stuff like that just kind of gets to me. And I actually talked to one of the guys that does titles like Aces. You know, I said, I don't like them either, but they work. Okay, straight ahead, we got something loving on that one. I believe that's a shrimp. I believe all these are shrimp. Except for the one that's straight down right here. So these are circle hooks, so that's why I'm not just setting the hook and ripping it out of their mouth. I want him to take a run with it if he will. I was just checking to see if there was any weight on it other than the weight. And what's weird yesterday when I caught that shrimp, I'm sorry, the shark, got my brain tied on backwards. Yeah, he got me. I had just casted that rod back out. I mean, I went from it to the next one, and I got the next one baited back up and cast out, and that one was going nuts. I didn't think I got it casted back out. I think I just got it baited up. So that was very nice, you know, surprise. I'm like, I got a fish. And I've been wanting to catch a shark, but I was still surprised when I did. I'm like, it's a shark. That is a shark. I was like, you know, I'm not like it's another dag blasted hardhead catfish. Dag blasted hardhead catfish are kind of like dag blasted dogs, but a little different. It is very hard to cast off of this dock because of the ceiling and these, so I can't do an overhand cast. It's hard to do a side cast because of the all these pilings. I know, first world problems, right? What a horrible, horrible life I must lead to have to endure such travesties. As I go on vacation in Florida and don't have to pay for lodging. Terrible tragedy, I tell you. Get all this junk out of my pocket so I can get down to the bait that's in my pocket. Yeah, that's right, folks. I'm sitting here with salted shrimp and fish bite pieces in my pocket. You know what? Let's see what little pieces I can pull out. One good thing about doing your own laundry is nobody gonna yell at you for doing stupid stuff like that. A piece of fish bite on there. If they can get that off, they can have it. They deserve a free piece of fish bite. So everybody down here either uses fish bites or fish gum. They're similar. I'm told. I've not used fish gum. I'm told that fish bite stays on the hook a little better or longer. But most people will put on a piece of salted shrimp, or no, I'm sorry, just a piece of shrimp. I'm the salted shrimp guy. And then follow it with a piece of fish gum or fish bite. Adds extra scent. Also makes it harder to just pull the shrimp off the tip of the hook anyway. You can still, rip the shrimp off the hook. And even if it does take the shrimp off the hook, you still got a piece of bait there. And you can fish with just fish bites if you so choose. Most people tend to want to use a combination. Now I'm using the sabiki rig with itty bitty teeny weeny hooks. They're probably size 10, 12, somewhere in there. Ridiculously small hooks. But the size of pinfish I'm looking for are not very big either. I'd feel a lot worse about not catching fish if I were not in such a beautiful area. I figure y'all are getting value just by getting to watch this gorgeous area, even if I can't catch a fish. My goal is to catch fish, but it's good to have goals, I guess. Ooh, I see a dolphin way out there. It's so far away, it's not even worth trying to point the camera at, though. Two of them. And they're right in front of where this boat's about to head. Dolphins are such graceful creatures. Oh, no, he's going down around the island. So there is a big, ugly sandbar. It used to be an island. No, he just turned around completely. He forgot where he was going. Maybe he's turned around looking for my dignity. Good luck on that, buddy. Maybe he's looking for his cooler. Sorry, that wasn't funny. That was funny. I don't know why I picked this up and leave the glass on top of my head like I can read without it. Darkened Enigma. Let's see, when was it? Oh, that was a while back. Yeah, the second one did get hit. I got debaited. I rebaited and threw it out. So it's got these half circle hooks on them, so I'm hoping whatever hits the bait will hit it with enough gusto that it will hook itself. Used to fish for bass and blues in Rhode Island. Well, blue cats are awesome. I know they don't as far north in certain parts of the country, but then the channel cats up in those areas get bigger than they do. Like down here, if you get an 8-pound channel cat, you've done well. Up north where they don't have blue cats in those areas, 30 plus blue cat channel cats are possible. I'm a little frustrated that I lost the bobbin cooler. But, you know, I wasn't going to be able to get it anyway. It didn't matter. It just seemed kind of funny to have it floating out there. Thinking it went to the bottom and now will become structure. They're coming to take me away, haha. It's been really quiet this week here. Not a lot of boat traffic, not a lot of during the summer. I mean, there's boats all over the place down here. Hey, Luca. Welcome in. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming in and taking a gander with us. We are out here in Pensacola, Florida, trying to catch anything that bites. And so far, that has not occurred. Not today. I haven't gotten skunked yet this week, so we'll see. I've had a couple of bites, and that's about it. I've got the third rod here from the left has on a Atlantic croaker, a dead one. It was live when it went out, but it gave up. And the rest are live shrimp. Which can get easily picked off by pinfish. I got another bait rod over here with some salted shrimp on it. I'm trying to get bit by pinfish, and I'm not having a whole lot of luck. I got up super early. I mean, I was up by 4 o'clock this morning, which is not something I do. I was so excited about today. I'm like, I've got those fiddler crabs already. I'm going to go get some fresh live shrimp. I'll be out here on the air before sun comes up, and I was. The first day this vacation that I've gotten up early enough to see the sun come up. Usually I'm like, my alarm goes off, I'm like, screw this. Not today. It's like today is probably my last day here. We're going home tomorrow. I don't know what time we're leaving. There's nothing really we have to be back for tomorrow night, so I may not leave early. I may get a little fishing in, but not much. But I've been live every day this week. I think I'm going to head in and take a nap since nothing is happening. Hey, Justin, I am in Pensacola, Florida, fishing saltwater. Hey, Wildcat, what's crack-a-lackin'? We are trying to fish, brother. We are trying to catch fish. I am succeeding in fishing. I am not succeeding in catching. I know, sad news, sad story. All the fish I was planning to catch were in fact fake news today. My bad. Got live shrimp out, and one of the rods has a croaker on it. May turn him into cut bait later. I did have some fiddler crabs. Lost a couple to fish. And lost a whole bunch to me spilling them. Dropped about 20 or 25 of them. And caught 2 before they scurried for the holes in the dock, man. Which I thought, at the very least, at least I've choned the dock really good. But Nothing is over here. I did see 4 either skates or rays earlier. They were in a little formation. I dropped a, or if it was a shrimp or fiddler crab, one of the two. I dropped it right in front of them. They swam right past it like it didn't exist. Of course, I don't want to hook it. I mean, I would like to catch a stingray. I just don't want to have to unhook a stingray because, you know, sting part. I have caught a glassnose skate out of here, which they're beautiful. I mean, they look like stingrays, especially at the bottom. They're absolutely white. They have the mouth and they have 2. I don't know if they're gills or what they are. That they kind of look like where the eyes could be. The eyes are actually on top of their body, but that's leave me alone. Tell the story here. Anyway, I'm using fairly heavy equipment because every trip here I've been. One trip I lost a rod. And 2 other trips I had something big. One of them went to the dock to the right of me and broke me off, and one of them went straight out. And I was trying to turn him and couldn't, so I tightened the drag a little bit, and then pop went the weasel. He was gone. I had no idea what either fish was. But I mean, it was, if you've ever watched like rod and reel tuna fishing or something, anywhere where they're trolling and then something is going, zzz, that's what it was doing. I mean, it was a beautiful, beautiful sound. And then heartbreak. Yeah, well, it's not actually an empty bucket over there. It's got live shrimp in it and aerator pump going. I got live shrimp. I've got salted shrimp for bait, which just toughens it up. I've been using some fish bites tipped on them. I had the surf rods out earlier. I mean, they're still out there, but they're not in the water. I mean, there has not been a shortage of trying to fish. I'm usually a lazy fisherman that just sits in this chair all day. And, you know, if something comes, then great. But I've been working towards this, and it just hadn't been there. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream for now. Let me go ahead and reel the rods in because every now and then there'll be something on by accident. Matter of fact, I caught a blue crab on the last rod one night, and fortunately I had not ended the stream, and I landed that thing, and it became bait the next day. And this one was fishing on credit, which is not surprising because, again, I'm using live shrimp, which are pretty easy to take off, and a 4-ounce pyramid sinker, which is a little overkill for this. I bought them for the surf fishing aspect. And so, you know, it's tied to the bottom. Something can go on there because Carolina's rigging. So something can get on the end of it and have a field day with it if it wants, and me not even know it happened. And this one, I have some salad, but it was also fishing on credit. This one I did have a hit on earlier, but it stole the bait. I rebaited, threw it back out there, but apparently it stole my bait. This one is on a clicker, and it's basically straight down. It's got that dead croaker on it. I'll leave that one in the water. I may regret it later, but yep. And this one was fishing on credit. Again, that doesn't surprise me because these pinfish will just absolutely run off with a shrimp. So leave this all out here, have it do its thing. Everything's basically tied down out here that could blow away. Go in, get something to eat, maybe take a nap. I will be back. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I can't express how much I truly appreciate each and every one of you for being here. You are a blessing to me. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later. I will be live later, so if you haven't subscribed, do that. Hit the notification bell, all that fun stuff. We will see you then. 46 people still in here, 71 thumbs up. If you don't mind double tapping the screen, I would absolutely appreciate it. Helps me out with YouTube's algorithms and all that kind of stuff. But if you don't want to hit the thumbs up because I can't catch fish, I do not blame you. Thanks, folks. We'll see you later on today.